Hey, welcome to Day One's Aerial Quad channel. And wow, this is a sight I've not seen here before. It is Monday, what is it? Sorry, too many days of snow. It's Tuesday, the 27th of January. And there were, last 4 days we've gotten about a foot of snow. It's been in the negatives at least one night, and wind chill of negative several nights. It's about 32 degrees though right now, just about noon, and boy, here we are. Once again, we're back at the Daniel Dunklin grave site because it's the best spot I know of to fly at the river here nearby. I heard that there were ice chunks and I wanted to come see it, and yeah, there are ice chunks out here. Good night. Let's fly up and down the river here a bit and see what we got. What's this? A barge of some sort, perhaps? I do intend to get down lower to the ice, but I'll start up high for a while. We got the Mini 5 Pro out today. Once again, I'm rocking the Indy 32 filter. Let's see, what do I got? Shutter speed is 120, ISO of 100. And what else? What are my other settings here? Color temp is 5100. Now, I don't know a thing about D-Log-M. I've heard that D-Log-M is great for people who really know about editing photos and videos. I don't. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing for now. Maybe someday I'll get deeper on that aspect of things, but not today. Boy. Getting a little signal interference. I am probably getting the terrain between me and the drone right now. Pop on up, just go for the full 400. Very good.
Altitude reached.
Thank you. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of barges and probably 2 boats working together. And they're headed north. We'll look at them for a minute. Okay, I'm going to stop and see how quickly they're moving. And if they're moving. Hard to tell. I think they are. So can we get that far to them without losing the signal? Only got one battery charged up right now. The next one is pretty close to full, but I'm trying to baby my Mini 5 Pro batteries and only start them when they're at 100%. Because I've got 5. I don't know how easy it will be to get more in the future. And, just the future of DJI products in the US is pretty uncertain at the moment. So here we are. Okay, yeah, they're moving and they're pushing ice. Those containers don't look like they have anything. I wonder if this is just a setup to clear a path. You can see there behind them. Yeah, I don't know much about river navigation. I've never been accused of a deep and extensive knowledge of river navigation. If you came here for that, I apologize. Well, let's head back on up closer to the car. Get a peek at the old lead smelter again. Oh, screen's not doing hot. Yeah, we're still up there. I think facing directly toward me is a better bet. Roll it on up here. All right, looks like we're flying into a bit of headwind. 24, 25. So, no big deal. We got almost 80% battery left. But boy, this is a sight. Seen this river many times growing up. I don't know for certain that I've ever seen it covered in ice. Now, I've heard stories of, I forget exactly what year, it was the early 20th century, but the river actually froze and people were walking across it between Missouri and Illinois. I think someone drove like a Model T across it. We're not quite in that territory, but it's been cold. Alrighty. Man, this 5 Pro, whatever OcuSync, whatever version of it they have on this is still so impressive to me. Like right now, or at the farthest distance there, I had a little terrain between me and the drone, and I was 7,000 feet away, and I never actually lost connection. Got a little close, but never really lost it. That's just not a thing I can do with the 4K. So the tech in this 5 Pro and the 4 Pro, I think, is the same sync thing. It's just very impressive. Again, I hope that the government and DJI can play nice and get this mess all figured out so we can keep getting their stuff. I would also love an American competitor. I just don't see that happening at the moment. Like a proper, real competitor that can make similar quality and similar price points. Because the ecosystem that DJI has is just very impressive. All right, we're sticking to the 2/3 rule. Okay, I am trying to bring the drone down. Now, I've noticed this before. I'm going to switch to sport mode, because sport mode gets rid of some of the obstacle avoidance, as you probably just heard it say. But I've heard that water, and in this case perhaps wet ice, can really mess with the 5 Pro, maybe not just the 5 Pro, but in particular the 5 Pro, with its sensors down below. I did notice flying during the snowfall that it 100% messes with it, and it makes the drone think that there is like an obstacle beneath it, and it doesn't want to descend very quickly at all. So, like when you're on a low battery return to home, that can get a little nerve-wracking. Speaking of nerve-wracking, it estimates I'm about 10 feet off the water right now. Pretty hard to gauge it. And now it says 15 feet. I don't know about that. I don't want to get much lower than that. See, how fast is the water flowing? Point 2. Let me pop up a little bit. Make me a little less nervous. And it's not flowing smoothly. Kind of hard to gauge that. What's this? Is this a buoy? A marker of some kind? Yeah, some kind of buoy. I've seen enough cardinals just out in the trees the last few days. I almost half thought it might be a cardinal sitting out on the ice, but that wouldn't be very characteristic of a bird. Let's go cattywampus the river. Or sideways, I suppose. Perpendicular, that's the word. Yeah, so I don't know if that's the drone getting knocked around or if the ice is going back and forth. Get some perspective. Okay, I'm not putting any input in on either stick right now, and I'm definitely drifting south along with the ice. That's kind of funny. Let me pop up and see if that happens higher. And I can hear the wind pretty loudly through the car. There's no doubt that there's plenty of it. Let's pop back up. At least up to level with where I am. Well, my home location is not accurate. Because the car where I am sitting is right here. Here, we didn't really show, I didn't really show Daniel Dunklin's gravesite in the last video. Read the plaque, didn't show the actual spot. So I wonder if as I get closer, the home point will correct. Because usually it drifts a little bit in the AR, but it doesn't drift that much. That's crazy. But right here, this is the gravesite of one of Missouri's earliest governors. We read all about him in an earlier video. If I think of it, I'll put a link to that here. Looks like the tracks are not uncovered. Railroad tracks. But I'm not in the location to fly close to those. Someone just pulled up here next to me. There's hardly even call it a parking lot. It's like 2 spaces, basically. But looks like they got some 4-wheel drive. They're going to make their own spot in the snow. Wonder what they're here to do. We will find out. Well, looks like maybe they're just turning around. Yeah, they're just turning around. Okay, well, this has been quite a new sight for me. I'll probably film a couple shorts, take some stills. I always forget to try to take something that'd be a good thumbnail, so I'll see if I can come up with a good thumbnail for this. Hopefully you will see that by now. You'll have noticed it before you even click. So, at any rate, thanks for watching Dejuan's Aerial Quad channel, and I do hope I see you in the next one.